So, the weather's getting really cold here. No two ways about it. Anyway, the class tonight, we only done one thing, four different ways. Excuse me. So I walked on the lead that way. They walked five things. I don't know, come back to me. One, two, three, four, five. One thing, five ways. An hour and a half. So essentially it's just that one movement, but just different ways you can turn the elbow and see that. So you can pull your elbow all the way in here and you hit with the back of the knuckle. You can have it out here and you can hit with the 45 with the elbow down, see that? Then you can hit it that way, whoops. And you can also take the elbow and lift it out. And if I turn my hand here, you can see it like that. See that? This is what's called the straight hook because it's no straight, but it's not an absolute hook, see that? But it's a very, very powerful punch. And again, with resistance banded closed now, just have that relaxation at the end there, just to crack the whip, boom, like that. But the guys punched real hard tonight. Never shot any clips because too busy gabbing away. But they did train hard, and my God, some of the shots on the pad was like, you really just think to yourself that if some of these punches hit you, what would the impact be? What would the level of destruction be? You go, oh my God, no, you'd probably have bones broken your face or jaw, nose would be smashed, and possibly maybe even knocked out as well. Cat's playing the cap here. So aye, well done, guys. Again, I feel like a broken record here, but you can't be good at a lot of things. You've got to just pinpoint the most important things and really hammer them for every direction. Look at all the ways you can throw the punch for the high position, centre position, excuse me, outside position, medium position, centre position, low position, medium position, outside position. So we're going to look at how this elusive lead can be thrown for anywhere within this circle and this cross and these diagonals, anywhere for here, and how you can hit the target, right? That you don't always have to come back to here and throw this lead punch that people talk about, which is only one way of doing things, but there's a hell of a lot more involved in throwing this punch, and even the recoil of the punch as well. That's another thing that people don't realise. It's not just about putting it on the target, it's putting it back, pulling it back. And that was taught to me by the late Howard Williams, who talked about the double shock, that the punch should go out, but it should come back just as fast or faster, and you hear this crack it comes off it, like taking a tea towel and snapping it. That's the idea behind it. But again, you also have the longer punch. Now, if you look at Bruce's notes, you see long and short punching. A lot of people think that's a long punch and a short punch. It's not at all to do with that. A long punch means it's on the target longer. A shorter punch means it's on the target less time. So you can look at depth of the punch as well. A fraction of a second longer on the target, or just tiny wee bit less when you pull that thing right back. Again, you've got different angles how that thing can be pulled back as well. That's another thing. You can study the front hand lead for the whole of your life and still never find everything is about the punch. You would still be discovering things, and that's a fact. So again, looking at different positions where the fist could be anywhere around that circle, and there's a cross, and there's a diagonal, even your 8 points, if you think about it like that, anywhere here, all these round these points, where can I throw that? If I see an opening, I see a hole, I see something like this, I see something like that, can I use the slant? If I see something like that, can I use, the straight hook that way with a slight overhead? If I see him in that position there, would I know just hit with the back of the knuckle here, I move that way, and I strike him this way, And again, the angles on this thing is unbelievable as well, because you can play with all these different configurations of angles. So you can come underneath it that way, you can come across it like a horizontal, you can do a diagonal that way, diagonal up the way as well, and you've got all these different slight angles all the way around the clock. And then again, you've got the long back fist, you've got a medium back fist, and you've got a really close in back fist where you can hit it. Then you've got following through with the back fist, like drawing a bow and firing it. And then, excuse me, we hit it this way. You've also got the hip moving the same direction as the back fist. This is another way you can throw it, and you get that arc for here, so you can strike it that way, like drawing a bow, and you can go like this. That can be a long back fist when you throw the shot that way, or it can be a real close back fist. See that? And then you've got your back fist with the tip of your fingers, where you hit with the tip of the fingers that way. Again, for any one of these configurations or movements, see, you can throw that shot like that, see, and again, boom, you pluck that eye with the tip of the fingers, or even attacking the throat that way with it, see that? You can slap it and then back into the eye that way, or slant and then high jump. Tons of different ways to play about with it. Most of the JKD community actually thought about daily decrease and playing about with this stuff. They'd save a lot of time asking about a lot of stupidity that in the real world would get them killed. Anyway, what have I got to do tomorrow? A few people to teach, going to the gym. What am I doing? I'm on the bike, thanks to Daryl, my good friend Daryl. I'm on the bike for the knees because I had problems with the cartilage, and I'm doing abdominals. Today it was bodyweight stuff as well. Again, thanks to my good friend Daryl, who said, Tommy, get back to doing bodyweight stuff. Watch the shoulders and that elbow because they're wrecked, and so is this. This elbow is just wrecked, and I think it's wrecked because the impact of every day, you know, people hitting focus mitts for hours on end, you know, and I think that's one of the reasons why it's done in. These were done in where a machine was in that was really pretty badly designed, and also previous to that, doing dips with 60 kilos on a chain and getting away down too far, which I didn't need to do, and tore both of them, and then about 7 or 8 years, tore them again, and then having to be in pure agony for months on end. And this was the worst one. I just a sling because even to have it that way, I was in agony. Anyway, so part of it, we all, as martial artists and athletes who are in different disciplines, we've all got injuries here, there and everywhere, but the most important thing is we just keep going with it, and that's it. We don't want to lie down to it, we just keep getting forward anyway. Catch you later.